Operation Confidence proudly presents America's Invisible Heroes radio talk show. Tune in weekly on Sundays from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Pacific time with your host, Consuela Mackey, co-host, U.S. Air Force veteran Matt Davidson, announcer Taylor Marcella, U.S. Army veteran and Strategies for Hope segment host, Dr. Kathy Cash, U.S. Army Reserve veteran and entertainment segment host, Charles Whitehead, U.S. Army Special Forces veteran and I Once Was Whole segment host, Richard Cook, U.S. Army veteran and Lifeline for Women's Veterans segment host, Martha Elena Varela, National Faith Director, Chaplain, and Veterans in Recovery segment host, Anthony Akampora, and U.S. Air Force veteran and Incarcerated to Success segment host, Kevin Lewandowski. For more information or to be a guest on our show, email info@operationconfidence.org.
Operation Confidence is a grassroots nonprofit. The organization's mission is to provide stable housing for veterans who have experienced homelessness, as well as providing a wide range of supportive services. To help accomplish our goal, a successful landowner has donated land for the project, a world-renowned architect has offered to design the houses, and construction classes from the local community colleges will take part in building the houses. Your support and donations are needed. To get involved, please visit our website at www.operationconfidence.org or email info@operationconfidence.com.
Okay, well, welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to America's Invisible Heroes, a show dedicated to our veterans and their families. Yes, I'm your host, Consuela Mackey, Executive Director of a grassroots nonprofit organization called Operation Confidence. No, I'm not a veteran, but my heart goes out to our American heroes, especially those who are disabled and may have experienced homelessness. For those who are new to the show, American Invisible Heroes was established to provide a platform for our veterans to be able to share their experiences, heartfelt stories, resources, challenges, and accomplishments. Now, allow me to present our co-host for today. We have U.S. Reserve Army veteran Charles Whitehead, who's also a board member. Taylor Marcella, she's our announcer and also a board member. U.S. Army veteran Richard Cook, he has a bi-monthly segment called I Once Was Whole. And Montague, she has a bi-monthly segment called the Rosie's Movement. We have U.S. Army veteran Dr. Kathy Cash, she has a bi-monthly segment called Strategies for Success. And then last but not least, we have U.S. Army Major General Anthony Smith, Jr., and he has a bi-monthly segment called You Can't Keep a Good Man Down. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
Hey, thank you. We're happy to have you. Operation Confidence and our American Invisible Heroes team wants to give honor to our Hispanic Heritage Month that began on Thursday, September the 15th. I'm going to let Richard take it from here. Take it, Richard.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've been working with Hispanic Heritage Month for many years, especially when I was a soldier in the Army, did some things there. So I have a lot of areas to cover in regards to Hispanic Heritage Month. I just participated with the West Los Angeles Hispanic Heritage Month just yesterday with their programs, and we were able to take a lot of things and in stride with what they're teaching and doing, mainly for health areas, so we can be more healthier. Dr. Breverman that was there, the director of the VA hospital, he was there as well too, in regards to everything that's being done for Hispanic Heritage Month, and also for the soldiers, everybody, every branch, I'll put it that way, every branch is covered, so that way we can keep ourselves very healthy. But in that aspects, it's a lot of areas that's covered. So I'll cover a few things that how this all began. Hopefully I don't lose you, but I'm going to do it the best way I can. So anyways, Hispanic Heritage Month began some time back, and in that same aspects, it was very important to what was being done during various stages within the federal government. So the thing is, it was covering many areas, and how it began. It began as a Hispanic Heritage Week in the beginning, and then eventually they moved it to Hispanic Heritage Month, which is very well covered by area of segments within the area. So it began doing things October 15th in recognition and achievements and contribution of Hispanic Americans. Then it has moved and grown much greater, where I started to work things out with the VA itself too. We've been doing Hispanic Heritage Month at the various areas that you might be seeing as well too, where I had a lot of the staff out there participating. Talent and models were out there. So we were doing a lot of great things in the contributions for the event of Hispanic Heritage Month. So it has inspired and achieved many successes and observations since 1968, and it has continued under President Lyndon B. Johnson, and it has expanded even further by President Ronald Reagan in 1988. Over the 30-day period, it was enacted into law August 17th, 1988. So it has now become a law, not only Hispanic Heritage Month, but other areas within the programs through the federal government. It takes place September 15th normally, but it goes through September 15th through October 15th. So much what I'm showing you right there, I had done things during the October time, but this time it started a little bit earlier, September 15th. So we're doing a lot of things to celebrate and recognize what many veterans, especially those of Hispanic heritage, have done for the country. Contributions are diverse. Cultures are diverse as well too. Extensive histories of the American Latino community. Beginning in 1968, Hispanic Heritage Month was originally observed from there, and then later moved into the monthly aspects, celebrate nationwide. Actually, it's actually gone international, because when I was in Italy, it was also done where I had to put on programs over there. And at that time, I was also keep in mind, I'm weak right now from what I'm doing, but in Italy, for celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, I was one of the dancers at that time. So I did do dancing. Okay, so I did that there in Italy. So we were still celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month back there in Italy. So many countries, including Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, are represented, even Nicaragua. We're covering a lot of areas internationally. A lot of other areas that I've been working with is people from the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and I had in Hawaii. I was part of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I was the president at that time, and so we would also coordinate things with Puerto Rican society that was out there in Hawaii. So that's why we were doing that. And the theme and building is a way of prospering healthy communities. So anyways, I have covered everything that I would believe that would be on there. So if there's any questions, just ask me and let me know.
Okay. That sounds real good. It was some great information. Charles, you want to bring back the full screen? Oh, look how pretty her outfit is.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Gorgeous.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
So you were very busy during that time, huh, Richard?
Oh yeah, I'm always busy.
That's great. Well,
I think that's why I survived my stroke, because I'm always a busy person.
Right. Well, that's great. You did give us some great information on how it all started. I think it was what, in 1988 you said?
Yes, 1988.
Yeah, that's so cool. And then that you tell us about the months that is celebrated, September the 15th and the week
September
of
15th through
19th.
October 5th,
Right.
October 15th as well too, in that aspects. And
Mhm.
so sometimes I do things with the VA and they've had it in October, and sometimes now it started right at September 15th.
Okay, great. Thank you. That was great information. And what about the Library of Congress?
Well, the Library of Congress features a lot of areas with what Hispanic people have been doing. So that's on record at the Library of Congress. And it covers many different things in different segments of different other nationalities. But the Library of Congress has recorded everything what's been doing and what others have been doing, especially those who are Hispanic.
Yeah, I was told that they have the Hispanic Cultural Society at the Library of Congress, and they co-host a phenomenal event that includes
Right.
poetry, reading, books, talk, concerts, everything.
Right,
So
exactly.
that takes place during the National Hispanic Heritage Month. So that's great information. And we need to be aware of the contributions that the Hispanic community has given for our country.
Absolutely.
Okay. Taylor, why don't you introduce our next guest? And she doesn't need much introduction because
She
she's
does not,
one of the
but
girlfriends here, but give it
definitely.
away.
Anne's guest today is Miss Ethel Margolin, who has just celebrated her 100th birthday. She was born on September 17, 1922 in Hell's Kitchen, New York. She now lives in Los Angeles, California. She joined the military in 1943 and was in the Women's Army Corps in Cincinnati, Ohio. Ethel has two sons and was present at a Ring a Bell for Rosie's event this past Labor Day. People across America and other nations rang bells to say, "Thank you, Rosie." Operation Confidence welcomes Anne Montague with the American Rosies movement and will interview Miss Ethel Margolin. Take it away, Anne.
And the Rosies are Rosie the Riveters as well. So Anne is representing both of those organizations. Yeah,
I have I have Ethel Margolin on the line. I am telling you, we are both very interested in this group. But most of all, I think it's exciting that she's 100 years old as of September 17th, and she has a great story to tell. Ethel, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. Can you all hear her?
Yeah.
Okay,
Hi, Ethel.
beautiful.
All right.
I'm going to ask her just a few questions so you can get to know better who she is and what she's done. Ethel, why don't you tell us about growing up in Hell's Kitchen in New York City? You grew up, when were you born? 1922, right? So tell us about what was it like to grow up in Hell's Kitchen? It was a depressed area of New York City.
I did not grow up in Hell's Kitchen. I was born there.
Ah.
I grew up in the Dutch part of New York City, Stuyvesant Street and 10th Street, and 2nd Avenue.
And that's where Peter Stuyvesant is buried, right?
Right, in the church right there.
Oh, good enough. Good enough.
It's interesting that a few people know about it. A lot of people don't even know who Peter Stuyvesant was, but he was the leader of that community when it was the Dutch, owned by the Dutch.
When Manhattan was owned by the Dutch at one time. Big history, right?
Not old Manhattan, just that area.
Is that right? Okay, I didn't know that. Tell us about going to work for the first time. The war started in 1941, and you went to work in essentially industry very quickly. Am I right?
Well, actually, during World War II, I worked in 3 different defense plants, and then worked for the Internal Revenue department, and then I went into the service, the Women's Army Corps.
And so what did you do in these different industries?
I was a coil winder. You know what that is?
No idea. No, I do not.
You know, well, let me take a simple thing would be fluorescent lights. They have coils in them that put on the light, but they have wires that wound around them.
Uh-huh.
And during the defense plans, they had coil winders, coils to different kinds of things used in the service. And I worked with 3 different ones at the time. And I was 18, 17, and then 18, and then 19, and 21, I went into the service.
Now, tell us about what it was like going into the service, because I feel that if I remember correctly, Ethel, because you were Jewish, you didn't particularly have an easy time. Is that correct?
You know, it's funny, I didn't remember if I told you. I tried to join the Marines, and we were at war, and I thought it was very strange. They said they weren't recruiting. So then I went to the Wave, and they give you a bunch of papers and with your name, and they put the word Hebrew down. And I said, my ancestors were Hebrew, I'm Jewish. And the first time in my life I heard anti-Semitism when the doctor said, that's what we call you people.
You people.
And that was, and it was devastating to me. Incidentally, today is the first time holiday of our new year, Rosh Hashanah.
Oh, I forgot that. That's right. Very good.
Oh, yeah, this is the first day of the Jewish New Year, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
What
Now,
did that man say?
that was
What did he say?
that was Consuela, and she said it's the first day of the Jewish New Year. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now tell us, what was it like in the military? Were you able to move up, or what happened?
It so happens I had the highest IQ on the base when I
Higher than the general, right? You were smarter than the general.
What?
but it's true.
Yeah.
It's a joke. And actually, I just finished reading West by the man with basketball and all that. He mentioned about his sister having a high IQ, and he put it down as the exact one I have.
Oh, well,
Anyway, I was offered at OCS, which is Officer Candidate School, and I'm being very patriotic, said, no, I have to come up to the ranks. That was pretty stupid. I'd be a 96 star general by today. Anyway, I was one of 5 people across the country that went to Air Transport Command, which took over the Air Force in Cincinnati. And I was one of 5 people because of my IQ. And yet I had the lowest rank. And when I got there, the commanding officer said, how come you don't have any stripes with your IQ? So she gave me PFC, and then the war was over.
oh, really? So now, would you consider that an important experience, that military experience? Was that important in your life, Ethel?
It's not so much, it's so important in my life. Not even then, but now. I go to veterans meetings every Monday. I get the benefits for veterans, and I'm honored not only because I'm 100 years old, but because I'm a female veteran of World War II, and there aren't many of us left.
Very, very good. Now, tell us a little bit about your life today. I'm understanding you're a vegan. Is that right? What's that all about?
Actually, I am a vegan, and it's because my son, when my husband died 19 years ago, he gave up his life and moved in with me, and he's a 10-degree black belt, and he's a vegan, and he only eats organic vegan stuff, and made me one. And there are no pesticides in my house. There's nothing like Tide or anything like that. Everything is pure, clear like that. And it's very interesting because my daughter-in-law made me a huge gala party at my friend's fantastic home in Calabasas. And it was like as if I was a very rich actress. One of my friends got me a tiara that said 100 years old and a sash for me that was like Miss America wears. And I sat there like a queen on a throne. And I had many people visiting me. And I was overwhelmed with the good wishes and the good looks. And I was all of a sudden, this little kid was a very important person because I was in World War II and I'm a female in the military.
You know, Ethel, there's a couple of pictures that I sent over to the group that one of the fellows is going to show now. His name is Charles Whitehead, and he's going to pull up some pictures of you.
He showed them already. You didn't see him? Did you show
Just right?
Oh, hold on just a minute. We've got a picture of you holding up a newspaper article. And we've got
yes, I was in a lot of newspapers. Local newspapers. They wrote a lot of things about me.
Right. And then there's a picture of you, I think it's a year ago, ringing a bell. It's actually.
Oh, it's Rosie. That's Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah, right. That's right.
And they didn't do it this year.
No, we didn't find a group to do it. And I'm sorry about that. You know, I'm off here in another part of the country and I don't travel well since I'm disabled. But we weren't able to do it in Los Angeles this year. Now tell us.
We rung some bells though, Stan.
Yeah.
Well,
we rung some bells.
Yeah, we were some bell ringers over here. You have to let her know that.
Okay. Everybody is saying to you that we sent them bells and they rang bells for Rosie's
right
group. They had 8 bells and they rang bells for Rosie's.
And Anthony, where are you? Anthony rang the bell. Where are you located, Anthony?
Ethel, what city do you live in?
He rang them in Arkansas. We were in California. So we did our part for the bell ringing.
She can't.
One responsible for it.
Yeah. What city do you live in, Ethel?
I just answered you. Well, didn't you hear me? Because everybody's talking behind you.
Get her.
And I'm responsible for getting the names.
And so now next year in Los Angeles, maybe we can get this group to get together with you because this group is largely from Los Angeles. How far are you from Los Angeles?
Well, I'm like the suburbs in San Fernando Valley.
Where is she?
Right outside Los Angeles.
In Calabasas, did I remember seeing?
Did she stay Calabasas?
10 minutes away from Calabasas.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So we're going to work on that for next year, my dear. So you got to hang in there. Hang in there.
I got the video of her ringing the bell.
One of the gifts that I got was the T-shirt with Rosie the Riveter.
Oh, good. Do you wear it?
I watched it and it shrank up to nothing.
Let's watch this quick.
Don't tell a person who gave it to you. Well, we'll give you one that doesn't shrink. I promise. Okay. Let me ask you a simple question. It may not be a simple answer, Ethel, but do you feel that America can pull together again now? If they have if we can guide America to pull together again, do you think it's possible that people will unify and be really glad to be able to show that we can essentially pull together like we did through World War II? Is that possible now?
Are you talking politics? Do you want me to talk politics? Because I feel very strong about it, but I don't know proper.
I'm not sure that it's political. I think, and what I've been counting on, is that with the right guidance and with people being able to do projects together, like ringing bells or making naming schoolrooms and that sort of thing, that we can learn to pull together. But what do you?
I've told that there's a lady who is the head of the Republican Party, and she and I have established a bond showing that people of after opposite religions, opposite political things can get together.
Yes, that's good. All right. And this is a beautiful statement, because I've been saying to this group over many, many long months now, that if we find ways to pull together, if we find something that we all agree on, which is that the Rosies should be honored and we should know you and respect you and work with you. If we can find people who want to work with the Rosies and do essentially projects that honor the Rosies, that people will pull together. And it sounds like it's kind of immature to some people, but I believe it. And of course, I've been doing it for 14 years. So I'm glad you said that.
Well, let me interrupt you and tell you that I only agree with part of what you said. You said, well, we have to agree with each other. And my belief is not that if you don't agree, I have to respect the fact you have the right to disagree with me.
I agree. I agree. I think there was a misunderstanding there. Let me say it again. If we agree that the Rosies need to be respected, then no matter what differences we have, we can pull together and respect the Rosies and follow the Rosies. See,
yes, and you say it differently, but means the same thing.
Okay, good. I want to ask the group if they have any questions for you.
I want you to represent me. I like you, Ethel. You can, you could be my spokesperson.
I cannot deal.
Okay, I'll tell you. That's Charles Whitehead. Charles said that he wants you to be his PR person.
You got a sharp mind. I like that.
Yes, you do.
To be 100 years old, you could be my.
Okay, but good. Anybody else have questions or comments to Ethel?
I just think she's absolutely amazing.
She's amazing. Yes, she is.
And I mean, her mind is so sharp. I mean, we can learn so much from her.
She said that's Consuela. She says she absolutely admires you and that your mind is so sharp. Let's leave. I think you told me something one time about coyotes that I didn't understand. Let's leave with you telling us about coyotes. Do you have coyotes in your neighborhood?
You mean coyotes?
Coyotes, yeah.
I never said, what is coyotes?
Coyotes. Yes, we do.
And do they, why are you worried about that? Do they eat your cats or what?
They eat you.
Why are you worried about them?
No, I had 100 cats in my house because Rob, these were feral cats, saving them from the coyotes. But, and now I wound up with 10 and then 7 with them. I was just thinking of something that might be very interesting. In the area where I grew up, which was Dutch, in Halloween, kids go around and say, trick or treat, right?
Right.
In my area, we never did that. And my son looked it up. What we did, and it's only a small, maybe 4 blocks wide, the only 4 blocks wide in the whole country. We used to go around on Thanksgiving and used to knock on doors in costumes and say, anything for Thanksgiving? And my son looked it up and said it was only the square, maybe a few blocks square in the whole country that did that. Isn't that interesting?
Yes, that is. See, that's a piece of history that should live on and you'll never read it in a textbook. So that's the wonderful thing about Rosie's. You're not in textbooks, but you have wonderful stories to tell and wonderful insights into human nature and American culture and history and all of it. So do you have any questions? Do you have any questions for us before we sign off here, Ethel?
No, I'm very, flattered that you chose me. And if you ever want to know how high my IQ was, just ask me.
All right,
What
we'll
did
do
she
that.
say, Ann?
Yes, do you have a question, Consuelo?
What did she just say?
She said if you, she's honored to be asked today, and if you ever want to know her IQ, just ask her.
Well, we can tell she's a smart cookie. Well, we just love you. Tell her we love you, Ethel. You got to come back.
She says you're a smart, she says you're a smart cookie and she loves you. But I think what's most important here, Ethel, is we will have you back again. And just hang in there with us. I know you didn't really want to be on Zoom today, but maybe someday we can get you on Zoom so they can get to know you person to person. Hopefully next year at this time, when we ring bells for roses,
Also, the
before
video.
that,
we
we
can
don't
get.
wait till next year. She should come on it whenever, like tomorrow.
She said you, Consuelo is the executive director, and she just said you can come in anytime. So we're going to be interviewing you another time with this very wonderful group. I wish you could see them. They're really neat people.
Yeah.
And, some of them are disabled veterans, so they know the importance of taking care of veterans.
That's
So
right.
be well, and we're going to sign off now. And thank you very much, Ethel.
Thank you, Ethel.
All right. Thank you
Thank
much.
you.
Job.
God bless you.
Definitely.
All
Bye
right.
now.
I want to show her ring the bell real quick, and then we can move on.
Okay.
Isn't it just a delight to know those ladies are still around?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ringing the bell for
Oh.
Rosie. Boom.
Oh,
Boom.
that's so cute.
There it is.
We love her. Isn't she the cutest thing ever?
Boom.
And boom.
All right.
And honorary too. I was running trying to find my bell. I couldn't find my bell. I must have left it at the school, but I wanted to ring my bell while she was on here.
That would have been great too. Yeah, that's so amazing. We only can be that smart if we get that age, you know. But anyway, we're moving right along here. Charles, it's on you with U.S. Navy veteran Angela Walker.
All right. U.S. Navy veteran Angela Walker is a performer at the National Veterans Creative Arts Festival and recognized for her deep passion for the American Legion Auxiliary. As a volunteer, she has supported our nation's heroes with a devotion to the mission of serving veterans, military, and their families that's making a huge difference nationally. Veteran Walker is the Assistant Governor of Rotary International District 6440, District Membership Chair, Club Foundation Chair, Club President 2019 through 2020, 2020 to 21, and the Rotary Club of North Chicago. Take it away, Angela.
You're muted.
There we go. Hi,
There we go.
everybody.
Hi, honey. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back and see all of you. I've been a little bit busy.
Yeah, you're a busy girl, but tell us about what you've been doing and your time in the military.
So I'm still doing a lot of vocal performing for various veterans and active duty organizations. Just doing patriotic music for special events, and then also performing for veterans. Currently, I'm working on a Christmas celebration. It's not a CD, but it will be taped, and we'll try and get that music out to various VA hospitals, so that they can so veterans can hear it, in the hospitals. I was performing, or I would say it is performing. I was performing on Sundays in the chapel of our local VA hospital here. It was every Sunday thing. where veterans would come down and we'd have service, and then they would play the service over the television, so patients that couldn't come down, and staff that could still enjoy the service. But with the pandemic, that was kind of shut down. And then, I wasn't able to go. I'm still not able to go back and sing on the wards and in the greenhouses. And I had a special place to perform, every day, which is like our hospital sunroom. But with COVID, all that shut down. So, I just try to figure out what else can we do, because the veterans, they love music. The music is healing and it brings good feelings back to veterans, especially those that, maybe have some memory issues. I've seen over the years, I've seen veterans just, come to life when they hear a song or they hear a musical piece that, was maybe very popular during their heyday. And, some of the staff has come to me and said, hey, Mr. Frank actually got out of his wheelchair, or he talked to somebody today and he was just so excited, and he never talks to anybody. So, those kind of things made me feel like I was, I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place at the right time. In some of those situations, I've had veterans who would come and talk to me because, they don't get visitors very often, if any. And that's why it's really important that veteran organizations continue to support veterans that are in hospitals and rehabilitation centers in each of our cities. So, I've had...
You're being very modest. You just came on talking about what you do for the hospital. Why don't we let our audience know your professional background as a professional vocalist and sung all over and concerts, and what you're doing out here. I mean, you're just being this modest, but you go, girl.
Okay. I'm talking about the work that means something.
Yeah.
I mean, I've toured before with
your background in music is
bands.
What? For vocalists and what? Yeah. Tell us about that first. Come on, girlfriend. We got to know.
I don't want to talk about that,
You want to talk about
honestly, I can just tell you, I can just briefly tell you, I've been singing my whole life, but I do a lot of shows around the country.
Right.
In other countries. I've been to other countries performing. I don't sing with the Creative Arts Program. As mentioned earlier, it is a nationwide competition that's done every year. And I think I've won that over 10 times, but
I told you she was being modest.
I blew them out. They just told me to sit out, Yeah. Let somebody else win. We understand.
Right, exactly. Right. So, but I like to have fun, and I get calls very often. Can you come out and support us? And of course I go. But my other work is in the community. So I work with multiple community organizations here in Illinois, but one of the organizations I work with and I spend a lot of time with is Rotary International. Rotary currently has 1.4 million members worldwide, and we try to transform communities by working with community partners and everyday people, and we try to work on projects to help every community that we live in. Mm-hmm. But in addition to that, we do international work, and we try to focus on, sustainable projects. One of the things that I'm currently working with another young lady, and I want to bring her in next time. Her name is Sonia Martin. She's a member of American Legion Auxiliary, as am I, along with American Legion, and she's also a Rotarian. And there are a lot of veterans who are actually Rotarians. one of the things I'm doing is going around the different Rotary clubs and asking them to please consider working with disabled veterans and bring them more into Rotary, because just because we have disabilities doesn't mean you can rule us out. We have a lot of skills and talents we want to offer and continue to serve. But the second thing that I'm working on is creating a veteran Rotary group where there are no limits to like where the veteran can live, but you will become a Rotarian, and we would focus on helping
Promote
a project to help veterans. For example, if we got some veterans together and we said, we want to work with your special homes program. And so because we are a group of veterans working together under Rotary, we can apply for a grant from Rotary to help in some way to make your project better. We can also, our focus would be basically working with veterans and or veterans families, but we'd have to, figure out which project we wanted to work on first. But I thought about, because actually the question I asked was, how many veterans are in Rotary? Who is keeping track of that? How many males, how many females, where are they? What states? Because I've gone to, I went to, it's out there by Cape Cod. I spoke out there with a Rotary group, a Rotary group out on the East Coast. And, the question was, what are you doing to help veterans? And where are your veterans? Do you know how to get in contact with, the veteran organizations? But it really made me wonder, how many Rotarians do we know who are veterans, and can we get all those veterans to work together on a project to help veterans? So that's the newest thing that I'm working on. I'm looking at the clock, and I think my time is up.
No, well, we don't have much. You don't have to worry about the time.
Well, it's staying on the little.
We want to hear some more stuff that you do. Like.
You want to hear more? Okay.
Last time you were on there, you told us about all the outside work you do. I mean, you were in archery and
yeah. So the good thing is, archery is out. I'm not able to do archery because of my shoulders. I pull rotator cuffs in both shoulders. So I did travel a lot this summer, and I think I collected, I don't know how many medals, but I got quite a few in other sports, and I'm excited about that. Thank you, Anthony.
Right.
I actually got second place in air rifle.
Whoa.
With was it the wheelchair games? No, it was the Golden Age games. And in the wheelchair games, I got third place for SH2 shooter, which is awesome because I was coming up from the bottom, and I've just been slowly creeping up on that air rifle. So that's like my favorite sport. And this year I'm going to try so hard. I'm really going to try so hard to advance and maybe have Paralympics take a look at me. I had an opportunity to go with Paralympic bowling to try to get on the team that they're establishing. But I had to be real with myself and say, are you going to practice bowling every day? Because I'm not. Let somebody else have that one.
Yeah, that's a hard game.
Yeah, but my favorites are, I really love rifle. I truly love bocce, and I love rowing. I learned how to do some sailing. I tried some surfing. It was too much. Shuffleboard. The new one, pickleball. I love pickleball and badminton. So I do a lot of sports in my wheelchair. A lot of sports.
What is
I'm having fun. Pickleball is similar to tennis. but you don't have to swing so hard. You know, like with tennis, you gotta take that racket and really swing, and I'm not gonna be able to do that. But pickleball is a little easier, but you do it on a tennis court, kind of like a tennis court thing. So that's the newest one that I picked up, and I was supposed to be learning the it's that sport you do with the ice on the ice.
With that round, yeah,
yeah, with the big disc, and you push that disc down. So
yeah,
I'm getting ready to learn that because it's about
what
to
do you
get
call
cold.
that, Tony? What do you call that disc that you push with the?
when they got their little broom sweeping knife.
Yeah, exactly that.
That's man, I know what it is.
Yeah, know what it is.
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay, I'm gonna Google it too. I can't remember. And I started officiating too. So, you know, I kind of did really well in bocce, but I don't think I can go higher in bocce. So I said, well, if I can't go any higher, then I'll learn, you know, I'll be an official. So I got that. I got that going.
That's so cool.
And yeah, because you grow out of some sports, right?
How long were you in the Navy?
I was in the Navy for 3 years.
Okay, and
yeah,
did you become disabled from your military time?
I did. Yeah, I was
called curling. Yeah,
curling. That's it. So I'm gonna learn that this fall. This fall, I'll be learning how to curl.
Okay, but tell us about your tour in the military. Is that something?
Military, you know, I would have done 20 years or more because I went in.
Injured there?
Yeah, you could say that. Absolutely. I would have done 20 years, but you know, I had a lot of medical issues and an injury on top of that. So as a result, you know, they said bye.
Really? Okay, I hear that a lot.
Yeah, they said, you gotta go. We can't use you no more.
You can be in one day.
I was crushed. Of course I was crushed. I mean, you know.
We hear that a lot, huh, Charles?
The thing about it was that you know, I was out and I was lost.
Yeah, we hear that a lot too.
And I didn't have the help that I needed. And it's been a long crawl back. But the good side of it is I look at all of it as a learning experience.
Right.
And I really believe that whatever happens to you in your life, there's a reason for it, and there's a purpose for you. And so whatever happened is whatever happened in the past, you know, you can use that knowledge to help somebody else.
Exactly. Because you haven't slowed
really
down
believe
not
that.
one bit. You all over the place, wheelchair and all. I love it.
Yeah, I don't let nothing stop me. I mean, I saw Anthony out there and he was riding, he fell down on the bike.
Yeah, Anthony's the man.
And the people said, you don't have to keep going. He's like, no.
Yeah.
You'll get back on the bike.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's bleeding.
That's one of our superheroes over here.
That's a wrap for me. If I fall down, I get back on that.
You said that's a wrap. Huh? Yeah, that Anthony is something else. He has an extraordinary story. But Ann, did you had something you want to say?
Well, can you hear me? Yeah. I wanted to say that I'm very impressed with this because I feel that what you're trying to do is get different groups that have their own self-identity to start cross-pollinating, work together. And we've become too fractured and too isolated in many ways in this country. So one thing that we're doing is naming schoolrooms around the country, the Rosie the Riveter Room. Now we need art.
Naming what? Pool room?
Schoolrooms.
Our first classroom will be named on October 19th.
Oh, how wonderful.
And we already have 2 schools in Washington one in Utah, one in Kentucky that want to follow it. So I believe by this time next year, we'll probably have as many as 20 or 30 classrooms that will be named for Rosie the Riveters. The thing is that we need the community to support this. We don't need just the educational system or one teacher here or there. We need the whole community. So I'm very interested. And also for Phyllis, we did some beautiful artwork that we found. We instigated some gorgeous artwork for the first display in the first rooms. And
you get to see her work. It's just breathtaking.
And it unexpectedly came from the Netherlands.
Right.
The idea. But we want to talk with artists and people who want to unify groups. So we will have a Zoom meeting, a Zoom coverage of that naming of the classroom on October 19th. And we will also, before that, have a Zoom meeting where I will present to the Harvard Club of Washington what our work is about. And I would just love to have any of you to join in either one of those Zoom meetings.
That'd be an honor. And
I'll send
Phyllis, you got to get involved with that because your artwork is therapeutic, which is Dr. Cash is going to elaborate on that. So, and we got to make sure you guys exchange the numbers.
Okay, and I'll put my email in the chat for you.
Good.
So I can connect you with Rotarians in your area that can help you with that cause.
That's great.
And cross-pollination is the word of the day. It is the word of the day.
It is. It is.
I just want to share this one thing with you guys before I go, because I really don't like talking about myself. But since you asked me,
yes.
One of the first things that happened to me when I went into the military was that I lost my voice completely. Mind you, I was an entertainer before I went in. Legally, that was my job. I was an entertainer before I went into the military. I went into the military as a dare, basically, to say to myself that I could do more than just sing and dance on a stage, because that's what I did. I did musical theater, dancing, in theater, let's be clear, and singing. So I did a lot of musicals and things like that. Got into the military. Somebody heard me singing and said, "That's our cadence caller." And so I called cadence until I had, a really bad infection. It got treated incorrectly, and that made my vocal cords really get messed up. So I wasn't able to sing for several years. Had to go through a lot of speech therapy and everything. The work that I'm doing in the hospitals and with various organizations using my voice for help for veterans, even to raise money for veterans. This is like a 360-degree turnaround for me, because when I did get my voice back, it took years. It never came back to what it used to be. But whatever is left, whatever God gave me, whatever is left, I'm using that to help others. And I really feel like, this is what I'm made to do, to help others and to use whatever I have, to assist with helping veterans. So,
well, we sure need you over here. I want to share with you what Operation Confidence is doing, because we need you too. Okay. And ironically, you talk about the Rotarians. I was back in the day the first African-American female president of the Kiwanis Club. So in my area. So it was an honor. But I do know what you're doing, and I think it's absolutely wonderful. So I'm gonna send you an email and let you know what we're doing. And help, we get all the help we can get.
So is there a number if somebody wants to get into the Rotary? Because how
put it in the chat.
I'm the connector. I'm the connector. Just
too, but we want people to hear it. So
that's right. That's right.
Well, if you just email me.
Right. Give me your email address.
Email me, and I will connect them.
Can you give it out over there? Because we go from here all the way
to
YouTube, all the way over to the radio satellite. Okay. So what is your information?
They can email me at Angela Walker Live, LIVE at AOL.com. Angela Walker Live at AOL.com. And I will be your Rotary connection.
Do you have a contact number? Phone
No, I'm
number?
not giving out my phone number.
Okay, just do your email. I got you. All right.
Alrighty.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for a great presentation. Listen, we want you back as one of our co-hosts now. So when you get time, make sure you come back. Okay.
Before you go, I got one quick question for you. You say when you went into the military, you had lost your voice, right? Was that before you beat all the 10 times and then they made you quit singing because you were winning, or after?
Oh, it was before.
Child is so silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what that says is you recouped and you came back and you even stronger. So just as strong.
That's right.
So that's my point there, you know. It's like
That's right.
Yeah.
That's so cool. All right.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yes.
Okay, we're moving right along here. Taylor, take it away for introduce. She doesn't need an introduction, but do it anyway. Dr. Cash.
Dr. Kathy Cash is a U.S. Army veteran and the founder CEO of Strategies for Hope. She volunteers in and works closely with the veteran community. She facilitates veterans groups and faith-based groups with an emphasis on supporting others by instilling hope. Dr. Cash is the host of Change Your Focus and Live Life, a podcast heard on all major platforms. Dr. Cash's returning guest is U.S. Navy veteran Phyllis Miller. Phyllis is a Navy Vietnam vet with over 25 plus years of experience in fine art, medical illustration, drafting, and art therapy. As the creator-founder of the Veterans Art Venue and Miroy Gallery since 2009. This artist's mission is to continue the agenda of the Veterans Art Venue to empower veterans through art. Phyllis specializes in 3 art venues: therapeutic paintings, art sessions for veterans who are seasoned artists, and art exhibit tours, and visual beyond words, featuring selected works of fellow veteran artists in major cities across the nation. During the artist's military career, she had discovered a need for art within the veterans and the military community, and shares that art is not luxury, as art heals and art ignites communication. Take it away, Dr. Cash, but before you do, please lead us in a prayer.
Okay, thank you, Taylor. Good afternoon, everyone. As requested, shall we bow our heads, please?
Yes.
Heavenly Father, how we say thank you for the blessings of this day. Lord, we thank you that you woke us up and you stayed upon our minds such that we continue to do what we do for the fellow veterans that we serve. Lord, we thank you for this organization. We thank you for everyone on this call on today. We are all doing great things to support those who gave their life for this country. We ask that you continue to bless us individually and collectively, and we're looking for a miracle for the project that is coming forward with Operation Confidence. Lord, we thank you in advance for we know it's already done. In the mighty matchless name of Jesus the Christ, amen, amen,
Amen.
Amen. There you go. Thank you so much.
Amen.
Needed that.
So my returning guest is Navy veteran Phyllis Miller. And when she was on before, she talked about the art that she has on display all over the country, particularly at is it Dulles Airport?
Yes.
Yes. So if you're flying and you happen to see a fantastic piece of art at the airport, that belongs to this Navy veteran. She is fantastic. She has fantastic art, and she has a love for supporting our fellow veterans. The project I want to talk about, and then we have some other things because she has a whole lot coming forward, is her art therapy. When the creativity that a veteran has, that contributes to their wellness. And she is one who sets up a paint and snack, and nobody is stressed out. She talks to you while you're doing it, and you come out as a Picasso.
Wow.
or Rembrandt, whichever one you want to be.
Yep.
All
So,
right.
Phyllis, tell us a little bit about the paint and snacks that you
Okay.
did in the past and you want to do in the future.
Okay. Just like in the past, the purpose is, as I mentioned, my favorite philosophy is art is not a luxury, it's an essential that speaks and communicates beyond words.
Right.
There's an artist within all of us. And too often, subconsciously or unconsciously, we get to experience, how should I say, pigeonhole or title as, oh, I could never be an artist, or artist is some secluded position of existence that everyone's beholden to an artist, not knowing there's the artist within. And we're often find ourselves too much of a self-critic, that we do us injustice by disqualifying ourselves, where in actuality, let the person of the expertise let you know from their experience and their trial and error, there is an artist within you that can come out. And so the paint and sip, or the paint and snack, was created back in the days in the military, where I used to oversee staff people, and they are stressed by deadlines of projects. And so I would have them do doodling fun adventures, a little bit of wine and cheese or tea and cheese, and little doodling, even paint slinging, just to get out the frustration and relax. And so I redefined it within the VA healthcare system, where too many veterans are facing their doctors with a wall shield, just like a force field, where the treatment is not reaching. So the patient leaves with a boatload of subscription,
right. They'll give me all the drugs you need.
Right, a boatload of prescription. Whereas after my paint and sip sessions, doctors have came to me and said the patients are more receptive. They're a little bit relaxed. They're not hindered or bounded by preconceptions of issues that are not there, that their own internal either self-restriction or self-loathing, which is a situation, not knowing that they're not at fault for the surrounding elements that seeps within over a period of time, which is one of the systematic means of war and what war brings about. So under those various conditions, art has a way of not using any buzzwords or any catchphrase or any judgmental lingo, but the act of creating. And I generally show them in a little bit of humorous fun of how to create paint. Or I bet if you threw paint against the wall, 3 stacks of colors, you'll get a most unique one. Then we'll take a paintbrush and then we'll do certain motions and so forth. Then they find themselves making these motions and end up with a work of art. And so then their beginning, which is, I always say, leave your self-loathing critic at the door and bring me an open mind and let me bring out the artist within you. And they feel refreshed, they feel invigorated, they feel that it's something that they discovered, that they didn't have to buy a new outfit. They didn't have to get a Botox or cosmetics or a hair weave or some type of watching the Kardashians. They didn't have to do any of influence from outside circumstances. They find it within, and then the peace come within. And then I usually like to quote to say, the greatest artist is by way of God. And many people ask me, how do I come up with my ideas? Well, usually when I self-reflect, that's where the opening of the Almighty comes in. That's just my little, preaching on the pulpit, where my creativity comes out in the form of visualization. And then I have others feeling that. And believe it or not, in words they can never describe the effervescent feeling they have after a creativity session of 3 hours that seems like an hour. And is always ended with, you mean time is up already?
Right.
I thought this 3 hours is a long time. Or I can't paint, I can't draw worth a lick. And I always have fun with them. I said, if you're so dead serious, let's put money on the line. I bet you $100. Now, at the end of the day, I say, okay, I'll let the $100 be hypothetical because all of you guys would be leaving out broke, and I'd be one wealthy artist per session.
Right.
So like I said, leave your critic at the door because it'll cost you. So, and the paint sip is expanding beyond the West LA VA. The city of Santa Monica is interested in having the therapeutic paint and sip, paint and snack, because there are veteran citizens who are not frequent at the hospital. There are elderly people who feel shut in. And when they feel shut in, this the same routine is just rudimentary, where art is something new, it's something experienced every day, the flow and excitement of it, and it brings youthfulness in a sense of not, I should say, makeover or age, but an internal youthfulness that only one can justify within themselves of that experience. And all I can say is you come out different after a paint and snip and a paint and snack. And most sponsors are trying to grasp the understanding of it. And at the West LA VA on the North Campus, there's a need for me to host paint and sips at the tiny homes project going on there, because the veterans there, now you got a little home. How about adding something more to your life to enhance your home, be proud of your home? It's not just a teeny part of a house, it becomes a home. And through exhibits, not only just showing my art, but it gives me the opportunity to expand on a potential sponsor or even a art buyer, because I use the sales proceeds to help me manifest each paint and sip, paint and snack. So I use these exhibits and venues as my platform to introduce the concept. Paint and snack, paint and sip, it goes far beyond painting. The painting apparatus, the avenue of painting does more to a person than just instructional words and reading. And so with that regards, for example, the pop smoke, which is a term in a military theme that the Oceanside Museum of Art created and curated this art exposition. And the painting on the far left, the tall one, is one of my artworks called Universe Travels. And Universe Travel is part of the Vibrant Nature and Universe Sensations series, where my honor to Almighty God who gave us nature and all that surrounds us, I just take a version and created a series in my respect for nature. And so this exhibit is going to be on from August the 13th to January the 15th. So if anyone is near Oceanside, because you can take a quick train ride, that Surfliner Amtrak from Union Station, get you there to Oceanside, and the exhibit is only 2 blocks away, and it's a fantabulous venture. And so that's one of my current open exhibit that I'm honored to say, where if people want to embrace my art, get the understanding of where I'm coming from and how I'm using my art more than just putting paint to canvas or any other surface. So
this is the Pop Smoke, a veteran art exhibition.
Yeah,
it's curated by Amber Zora. Yes. And it is being shown from August 13th until January 15th of next year.
Correct.
And it's located at the Oceanside Museum of Art.
Yes.
704 Pier View Way in Oceanside, California.
Correct.
So yes.
Is there an email address or contact information you can give?
Yeah, you can email me, and I can actually send you an invitation. These are the 2 works. The one on the left is Universe Travels, and the other on the right is Love. And as I mentioned, all of these art is based on something about nature. For example, the artwork on the left is a acrylic oil combination. So I always say, who said oil and water can't mix? And they do. And so when it comes to nature, everything works well within the Almighty's power. And so the universe travels is an abstract surrealism of man moving through space and time. And if it was all stand still, these are the vibrant colors that I project to be the cause of its vibrant nature and its universe sensation. The art on the right is called love. The tree roots is the foundation that supports love. And of course, love in general needs a foundation in order to set the stage and keep it supportive. Air and water creates life, substance of love. The vegetation nourish love. And of course, the hand fist on the far left, which is the gripping fire, is giving warmth to the seeds to reproduce as love offers. And so I give you love. And these are the two works that's going to be on exhibit since August the 13th to January the 15th.
That is absolutely amazing.
And this is the interior of the museum, and you can see my two little ones on the far right. And again, it's called Pop Smoke. And Amber Zora, who's a fellow veteran that I've known for some time, she selected my two works to emulate the meaning behind the art of this exhibit.
That's beautiful.
And then coming up October 12th in our state capitol, on the west steps of the California State Capitol at 1315 10th Street in Sacramento, hosted by vetart.org, and also sponsored by Mental Health Services Oversight and Accountability Commission.
And the significant about this one is the gentleman, if you look at this group picture, I'm in the middle, the gentleman that's next to me in the black shirt right there, that's Steve Dilley. He's the creator and founder of Vet Art. And I've known him since the start in stage, and the dynamics of his growth is just amazing, to the point where he's like a big giant magnet, and all the positive vibes of veterans who have various unique art talents and expertise and skills collaborate together, and he takes us on this journey to various venues where we're able to present our art, present our mission, present the meaning, in the meaning, so that future communities can respect veterans. Because often in the art commercial market, which I usually dwell sometimes when I'm out of the veteran community, and the commercial art market really sells us veterans short. They look at our art, or they look at my art, and I have been criticized of saying, they've been criticizing me of saying, oh, well, your art is too strong, or you're a veteran and you did this. So things like that, I just want to illustrate to people through Vet Art. Steve McDilley gave us a platform, and he finds the most unique venues where we can hold our sessions of art, and we welcome people to enjoy the art, be empowered and inspired by the art. But at the same time, we're hoping that there are sponsors out there that embrace us, and specifically for my situation is, I like for sponsors to embrace me and support in reference to therapeutic paint and sips, because often within everyone, there's some degree of PTSD or stress. There's some degree where if you experience art, most ideas and solutions will grace you. Whereas if you're pent up, too much anxiety, too much stress, the turbulent times that we're in and so forth, it's hard to receive, I should say, as they say, God starts and all that empowerment, if your head is blocked by the negativity. And art has a booster shot of not only ambitiousness, but also a euphemistic, youthful attitude, and optimistic, where being optimistic is the sense of opposite of skepticism. So being optimistic, you're open for suggestions, you're open for ideas, and you're open for good quality care where most doctors can't get through because of the initial restraint of frustration and PTSD and related situations.
Phyllis, where does the art take place? Those art sessions? Because I consider myself somewhat of an artist, and I like to join you all. So where does the paint and sips take place?
Well, they happen in areas where I usually approach. Let's say, for example, there's a local church in Santa Monica called Phyllis Chapel CME, and I just live 2 blocks from there. I'm a member there, and with the help of Dr. Cash, I was able to now I have an open door policy with the Phyllis Chapel CME Church, which is also a historical landmark that's been around for 116 years in Santa Monica. Wow. Because CME Church, Phyllis Chapel was like a refuge for those being bombarded by racism and other type of brutalities. So now it has an outdoor patio where the theme is so setting, where I got the location. I just need sponsors to support me with supplies and a few small budgetary means to carry out community paint and sip, and a fun one that's called Paint on the Fence. When I grew up in Watts, California, we didn't have the luxury of a nice park. We had a rusty fence. So I put up a big sheet of construction paper spanning 100 feet. And it was the elder Kenneth Hahn who gave me a check out of his pocket at the age of 14. And I started art paint on the fence. So I had sections where people were able to sling paint. I let it dry. I cut the sheets in the squares for them. I helped them frame it. They all, at the end of the day, they left home with art, and it was fun just slinging paint.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? That's so unique.
Yes.
Well, let me know when you're going to meet. I can bring my art, my brushes, and my canvas. Right. And you got to help put the word out too.
Yeah. And if I can make one more suggestion, I'm also looking for a sponsor who can help me find a space to put a mural of my late first cousin, Florence Griffith Joyner. If you go to my Facebook, I did a visual tribute of her. She died of 1998 on September the 21st. She was born on December 21st, 1959. And she's, of course, if anybody knows, she's a track and field, was still legendary, 2 still unbroken records.
Flojo.
And
everybody
so,
knows Flojo.
Yes, so my first cousin, her mother, my mother and her father were brothers. And so the Griffith line goes all the way through. And we both was raised in a solid family relationship, solid family support community of South LA, in spite of media bad rap on Watts. We are all Watts proud. And so if you look at my Flojo painting, you'll see her and surrealism of images of the Watts Tower and the Santa Monica Ocean, because back then we used to use the track and field of Santa Monica High, and I now live in Santa Monica. And so therefore, I'm just looking for a space where I can put the mural image of her likeness, as well as support for the paint and sip to empower the community.
Well, let's hope this presentation you have here open up some doors too.
Yes.
What you're doing is wonderful.
Phyllis, can you share your email address?
Yes, my email address is PHYL, the number 2, M as in Mary, EROEART at Yahoo. So that's feel2miroart@yahoo.com. And I formed Moreau Gallery. And Moreau Gallery, the reason why historical factors is Moreau was the first the first commerce civilization on earth. No other banking enterprise was happening in North Africa, known as Libya today. The first banking transaction, or one of first, was the Hannibal War Campaign. So I named it after Moreau because I did a portrait of the now, I should say, embargo, Omar Gaddafi. I did a portrait of him in high school, a dignitary, which used to be on Wilshire and Western at a law office, discovered my art. He bought the portrait. And that's the first time, for being 14 years old, I sold a portrait for $7,800.
Really?
And he wrote me a letter, and he had said, if you ever open up an art gallery, name it after Moreau. Let me tell you why. And so he sent some literature information about the historic of Moreau. And then you have an old legendary author by the name J.A. Rogers, who spoke of Moreau in one of his out of print, I think it's a rare book find, World's Great Men of Color, Volume 1 and Volume 2, that speaks on it. And then Chancellor Williams spoke on Moreau, which is Destruction of Black Civilization, which is an author, that's another rare book. But I named it Moreau because that was the suggestion. And when I was 16, I sold a portrait to the legendary Muhammad Ali, which was in black and white.
Wow.
And I sold a portrait to the late legendary Miles Davis.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
And
Thank you so much, Phyllis.
And there,
Wow,
my second art is right now is at the Ronald Reagan Airport, while The Price of Freedom, which is a patriotic art piece, named, the title was given by a Vietnam vet Marine. That's the one that's on at Dulles International Airport, Section 3, Concourse C.
Yeah. I remember you when you were on before, you talked about the airport, because I remember I said I have an invisible art up in the airport myself.
Yeah, you do. Yep.
You couldn't see it though, right?
Well, it was the one that was getting all the paparazzi taking pictures, and mine was skipped over. So
yeah, his invisible art was
So it was on everybody's shots there. Yeah, they see pictures in there. It's visible. It's you know. Yeah.
That's so cool.
All right now.
Well, that's wonderful. We're so proud of you. Don't forget to let me know, and we want to. And if there's any kind of way that we can do an art type of session on our show, or have a separate show, that would be great too. Think about it. Yeah,
I could. That can be done.
Do that.
A virtual.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be great. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you
so much. That was great information.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. You're always welcome. You know that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want an art of me.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, huh? We got to have some too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Take it away, Charles.
I wanted to ask a question.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know what area you're in, but I bet you we can find some Rotarians to help support your cause.
All right. I appreciate that.
Have you spoken to any Rotary clubs out there?
No.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Yeah, we need to get that going.
I have your email, and thanks to Dr. Cash, we'll be communicating to you on that, because I will do a call out to you this week. That's how urgent it is.
Okay.
That's so cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Charles, introduce Anthony.
All right, I'm just okay. I'll go. I know you don't want to hear all the long stuff, but
do the highlights. He has a phenomenal history.
Yeah, so this is Major General Anthony Smith, a retired U.S. Army major after serving 22 years from active duty, reserve, and the National Guard. He was injured in combat in Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2004 at Camp Taji, serving with the 1st Cavalry Division, 39th Infantry Brigade, BMMC, Special Operation Infantry / Quartermaster. On April 24, 2004, he was injured in combat during an attack at Camp Taji, Ford operating base. A rocket-propelled grenade was shot into the camp and directly struck the right side of his body. He sustained several life-threatening injuries and later was listed killed in action and placed in a body bag. That's crazy. He was later discovered by a nurse doing her rounds who realized that he was alive, and she went for help. He was, this guy is just amazing. I mean, I can tell you a million things about him, but we want to bring him in because the stuff that's happened to him, it's just been a lot but he could tell you a lot more.
He's a trooper. I mean, just nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any videos of him riding the bikes and all, and his martial arts, do you? Anthony, do you have anything to show?
I was gonna have something to show on the next one.
Okay.
When we get done with the competition, so y'all have some martial arts videos as well.
Yeah, so I'll just say this: he's he turned back to martial arts and reopened his own martial arts academy, and today fosters a worldwide martial arts organization, and he's a pastor, an evangelist, and a motivational speaker. So it's on you now, Anthony.
And give us a little prayer, Anthony, before you start.
Let's bow our heads. Most gracious and Heavenly Father, we thank you once again for allowing us to come together and give our testimonies unto one another that will strengthen us and guide us each and every day. Father, we thank you that we know that you're in the midst where there are 2 or 3 gathered together in your name. Father, we ask you to look over each one of us, touch us from the top of our heads to the sole of our feet, that the blessings that we do, that our light shines before men and see our good works and glorify you. We'll always bless you and give you praise in everything we say and do.
Yes.
In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Thank you.
Great. So tell us about you, Tony.
Well, for those that don't know, I was injured in combat in 2004, sustained multiple injuries from TBI, PTSD, loss of my right arm, which is obvious, loss of my part of my colon, lost my right kidney, full right hip. My body was shaking. I got several different injuries from that, but some of it was sustained by after they resuscitated me, they gave me the wrong blood, which put me in a coma for 62 days. And after coming out of that, I started working toward, I always tell people all the time, when I was in combat, I was always complaining about not getting enough rest. So, God let me sleep for 62 days.
Good way of putting it.
So, with all that, we getting back into the field, I mainly got to especially thank Challenge Athlete Foundation. That's Nico Mangalongo. I call him my Italian manager.
That's my buddy too.
And he put together what was called Operation Rebound, which he made me kind of a poster boy for that, and end up becoming one of the trailblazers for Challenge Athlete Foundation, and started doing triathlons, from swimming to biking to walking fast. I couldn't run, so I walked real fast. So after that, it got my strength back, my courage back, that I went back into martial arts. And so y'all would know, last week I was promoted to 10th degree black belt.
Wow.
Whoa.
So I was honored to become one of those. I just didn't like the name. Well, you know how sometimes I'm kind of like you, sister, when they say, now you're a 10th degree black belt, you're a supreme grand master. I said, supreme? So, but that's been some good stuff that we're doing. And I don't know if y'all been looking at my picture. I've been trying to let y'all see my picture.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah.
So,
all right.
The Arkansas, and I'm gonna have someone here on our next time. That's her name, Ray Brown, that does the Arkansas Freedom Fund here in Arkansas.
Every next week, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna try to push that here in Arkansas to get more veterans involved, get them off the couch. We just recently had a golf tournament that's going on. We're gonna have a bike ride that's coming up October the 8th. For you guys to know, I'm gonna be climbing the Empire State Building on October the 6th.
Really? You got to film that one. Put that on the
show. So, but they also gonna, if everything goes okay, I'll be ringing the stock market bell to start the stock market off that day too.
Oh,
so that'll be fun.
Isn't that amazing? Oh God, you're such a hero.
So I was an invisible hero, but thanks to you guys, I don't think I'm that invisible no more.
Oh, heck no.
Excellent.
Never was invisible. Amazing. And you inspire so many others, you know, that I mean, anyone else has gone through what you've gone through would just totally feel like this, they give up.
Yeah.
Here you are everywhere, you know.
What part of Arkansas did you say you were in?
I'm in Blava, Arkansas.
How far is that from Little Rock?
I'm closer to, matter of fact, I'm closer to Memphis, Tennessee than I'm Little Rock. I'm
Oh,
about
okay.
100
Well,
and
that's about 120 miles or something like that.
I'm about 180 miles from Little Rock.
Oh,
Oh, you
wow.
are. Oh, yeah. Well,
But I'm only 60 miles from Memphis. I live right up in that corner of Arkansas,
oh, right.
right on that border right there. And so y'all know I almost didn't make it here today because a tornado went over my house
Oh,
last night, and I didn't think I was gonna have any power. But they got the power back on,
yay. Thank God.
and I only lost one tree, but it didn't fall on my car though.
Oh,
Okay. Oh God, how often do you get tornadoes over there?
all the time.
We get them all
Oh.
the time.
Really?
And but we survived this one, another one that it went I'm up close about 11, so it's hard. It's kind of hard for the tornado to touch down, but we get all the big winds and stuff that come through
Oh my
as
goodness.
it passes over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Last time I was in Arkansas, we had a tornado and we lost power. And I was literally using my computer through just, with backup battery stuff, So,
Oh yeah.
And that was in right there in close to the Little Rock Air Force Base. So.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. Well, you're just we're so proud of you.
May I have a question? Have a question? Anthony, have you considered, or is it in the works, in the blueprint, that you're going to tour? And let's say, if I know of an event, let's say in spring of 2023, that would love to have you as a speaker before a veteran audience, are you open to it with the right budget?
Most definitely. Okay. Don't worry about the budget. If you want to get me there, I'll get there.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay.
That's amazing. We got some stuff for you to do too, Anthony. I got to let you know what we're doing.
Angela's got a. She want to dip in too.
Yeah, I had a comment. So I know you didn't know this, Anthony, but I started sports in 2016. And the way that I got started was through, the VA did not want to help me to go to my first sporting event, my VA hospital. And somehow I found Nico. And
he's everybody's
savior. And Nico supported me. And of course, my thing was, I want to give back. But in the process of meeting with him, he told me about you. And I think through two of my trips, I met you. I don't know if you remember meeting me, but meeting him in person, I was inspired because you could see all the physical challenges he's dealing with, right? And a lot of times we get together with these sport events and we see veterans that have, challenges. But your challenges are very visible, and you inspire me. And I just want you to know that you inspired me to keep going and do the sports that I do. So yeah, you're very inspiring, not just to me, but to other veterans as well that are there. I think you should know that. I'm so proud of you.
Angela, are you a member of a veterans organization that you said your chapter wouldn't sponsor you?
No, I said my VA hospital did not.
VA hospital. Okay.
VA hospitals have a budget. Some of them, every VA is different. But my hospital specifically would only support veterans that were in their on their team, and you had to be
Oh.
on the wheelchair team. So you had to go to the wheelchair games. And I hadn't gotten that far yet because I was just new in a wheelchair, but I was trying to go to a different game, and I was accepted by the overall VA organization, who told me in a letter, go to your VA specifically to get, transportation and boarding. So when I went to my VA and I showed my letter, they said, nah, we only do the wheelchair game. Sorry, we can't help you. You got to.
What I'm asking is because I'm a director on the PVA here in Long Beach, and and so we have, we actually sponsor our members to and encourage them to get out. We help them to, we're doing some restructuring now, but we still have get our members out. Like you want to go to the Dodger game, or if you're a Dodger fan, or not just that, but if you want to get out, go with the family. I mean, I don't know what your diagnosis is, but it's it's like we do things for our
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I just started working with PVA. But I'm saying at the time, I didn't know about the other organizations. I'm just talking about my original first time, got the nerve, ready to go. I even applied and got a response back, and I'm asking for help, and I was turned down.
And that's why I'm telling you.
And that's what happened. But since that time, now I am with American Legion. I am with the auxiliary. I should be. I hope to be a PVA member this week. I think all the paperwork is finally accepted and whatnot.
What chapter?
So, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Wisconsin.
Yes.
Are you in?
I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you why.
Down here, because we're doing a major fundraiser. I'm gonna send you an email. You have to be a guest speaker at this university that we're going to have this event. So I need you, Anthony.
Anyway, because Nico is a part. So
well, Nico is my best buddy.
I love Nico.
I already told Nico he's on board. So
I mean, that's the whole idea of this show, to get people to connect and
right.
resources for everyone. So that's great.
Charles ain't no joke. Don't let him fool y'all jumping off of buildings and stuff.
No, he ain't no joke.
That's old stuff. That's all. I'm like Angela now. I mean,
you don't have your skydiving video, do you?
It's on YouTube. It's just up
there. Yeah, I watched that skydiving stuff. I'm like, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. He's done some extraordinary things. Like he said, jump off. What was that? The Marriott?
The Hilton, Long Beach Hilton, last year. Rappelling. It's called rappelling. I rappelled off the 14th floor.
That was a fundraiser. In the wheelchair.
Yeah, that was kind of not a big deal to me.
Yeah,
compared to jumping out of an airplane at 38,000 feet or whatever it was. So there's
that was
yeah, all right. Anyway, back to you.
That's so cool. Well, we're so blessed to have you guys on and share some of your wonderful, wonderful experiences, and it's an inspiration for others that have just given up. No, you guys haven't given up. So when we get to whining about our having a headache, look at what you guys are doing. And I mean, nothing is stopping you. I think it's just it's just amazing. I feel the same way too, guys. If anything bothers me, like my little knee or something, I shut up, knee. Come on, let's go. We got things to do. So yeah, so I really appreciate you. So we're gonna move right along here because I know everybody got something to do. Taylor, I think it's on you, my baby girl. That's my baby girl, my baby girl.
Thank you. My friend Sarah has a disability and was applauded online for towing her neighbor's car after she repeatedly parked in her driveway. Sarah recently inherited a house from her late aunt and decided to move in permanently. The house has a driveway, but has one problem. One of the neighbors keeps parking in her driveway. Her late aunt let the neighbor use the driveway because she didn't have a car, and the family has 2 cars, but space for only one in their driveway. Sarah says her reason she didn't want the neighbor parking in her driveway was because it made her unable to park in her own driveway, and the fact that she uses crutches to get around. Sarah says also, when the neighbor parks in the driveway, the space around her car or my car is quite narrow, which makes it very difficult for me to get in and out of my car. In and out of my car, in and out of my car. Sarah said that she tried to explain to the neighbor and asked if she could please, find somewhere else to park. She seemed to understand, but didn't promise anything. The neighbor kept parking in the driveway and refused to back down when confronted. The neighbor took advantage of Sarah because of her disability, and she can't park elsewhere because it would be too far for her to walk home. Sarah got annoyed, but is a bit shy and not good at confrontation. So she told her, please figure something else out that doesn't involve parking in her driveway. The final straw came when Sarah came home from work and spotted the neighbor's car in the driveway yet again. This time, her car was parked super close to her front door, making it pretty much impossible for Sarah to get into her own house. Even an able-bodied person wouldn't be able to get in. There was no space to even open the front door. So Sarah, without speaking to the neighbor, simply called the non-emergency police line, explained the situation, and they came out and towed the car away.
Whoa.
When the neighbor found out her car had been towed, he showed up at Sarah's door the next day. Sarah asked me and others for advice over whether she was in the wrong. She wasn't. Good job, Sarah. And that
right.
typically happens. There are people that will block the sidewalks where you would have to go out of your way to kind of get across the street or get inside your home, or someone's using the wheelchair accessible bathroom and this, that, and the third. And it is very frustrating. And oftentimes, I try, and I would like to say a lot of, the people within the disability community try and be as non-confrontational. But, sometimes when you're asked several times and people don't want to listen, that's a sign of disrespect. And then, we have to speak a little bit louder. And in this case, offer some reinforcement.
That happens way too much, stuff like that. I once I was traveling at an airport and I went to the restroom. There was one stall that I could get in.
Yep.
The whole bathroom was pretty empty, and there was one stall, and one guy was in that stall. And so, I almost said something, but but I'm patient, and and I just let it go. But I was like, all these empty stalls, he had
All
to
of
go to
these
the
stalls,
biggest
you
one
passed up all of these stalls to get
just
to
to get
that
into the
one.
biggest one.
The one. So yeah,
That happens all the time. Well, I come in there. She had that car towed away.
To should have told the neighbor. I said, now how far is your car away from getting to
I was like, I don't know. And I'm sure there were probably tickets. So hey.
Exactly. Tickets to go with it. Had to pay to get it out of tow too.
Well, technically, she was trespassing anyway.
Yeah, she was.
So, as far as I'm
There's
concerned,
a whole bunch of things. Look at you. You done messed up.
I'm concerned, it's a legal argument.
She played herself. There you go.
She tried to be nice. She tried to be
Asked
nice.
her multiple times.
I tried. I was very calm and very, hey, and okay,
Yeah. And they take that for weakness along with your disability.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it. But Sarah said,
Get that drill sergeant part started, like you said. You really been glad. If it been me, it's been good they were able to tow the car away.
Yeah.
So what happens to the car once it gets to impound is not my concern. So
Nope.
there's nothing, a flat tire, or there's some scratch mark. I don't know what happened.
Oh, watch out for Taylor.
Uh-oh, Taylor.
That is in
Good
there.
move.
It's
That
in
was
there.
good move.
I just, you know, I'm very calm, collected, but you know.
Yeah, they talking about getting some drill sergeant in you. Okay, we see
Yeah.
they're gonna have to do.
The tires are flat.
It's in there. Like the tires are flat. I don't know what happened.
I don't know how it happened.
I don't know.
It's not your concern.
That's not my
That was an
concern.
interesting article, but you know what the thing that was really surprising to hear? Taylor was singing. You know, she started singing at the, you know. I was like,
I
oh,
did.
okay, you know.
What? She's singing what? Because of what?
She sang when she talked about her, the name of the article. She said something. What'd you say? It's on recording. You know when you.
What'd you say, Taylor?
You were singing Sarah something. I forget what she sang.
No, I was saying Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
See, I didn't. You know, I'm a musician. I didn't. It didn't get by my ears. See.
That's so cute.
Oh, I didn't know you were a musician. What do you play?
I write, compose, sing, and record my own music and songs and everything. So
he has a phenomenal band, a group.
What do you play?
I play the keys, but I don't really play that well. I'm
Yes,
more
he
of
does.
You play to get around. You can get around.
Yeah, I'm more of a I love writing and recording. You know, I do it all. You know, from A to Z. I produce, make music videos and things like that. So
he wrote the theme song for Long Beach and played it. So he's very modest. Come on.
Yeah. Pulling the Angela now. You know.
Yeah, that's all right.
I didn't really do nothing, you know, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's Angela, huh? I don't want to talk about it too much. No, she's done some remarkable things. She's over here modest, but no, I'm proud of Charles too.
But you can check it out. I wrote and recorded a song for the veterans for this called "The Story Goes On." It's on YouTube.
Why don't you pull it up if you can?
The story goes on.
Yeah, we got a few minutes. Everybody needs to see your work. You got your new computer back.
Well, it's just hold on here, cause now. Let's see here.
While he's looking for us, so Anthony, you'll be able to come if I call you to LA.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'll take care.
I got my journal and calendar book out here right now.
Okay, let me put it together and I'm gonna make sure I call you.
I gotta get Angela to one of my tournaments so she can sing for me.
Yeah, that's right too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Right, may have to have.
I'm ready.
All right, let's see.
I keep a suitcase by the door right there.
Okay, Angie, I'm gonna call you too, girl. Okay.
Angela, is anything you sang on YouTube?
I got something on YouTube.
Yeah. She got like 30 million followers, you know.
Yeah, she got don't let her fool y'all.
I got a little something on there.
She got a little something.
Little something, 30 million viewers, a little something. All
right, I'm gonna show you real quick. You know, just this song is like 5 minutes long. You know, we gonna run out of time.
Yeah, cut it, but give it a beginning anyway. It's amazing.
All right, let's see here.
They go, they had to leave home, but then we hope they make it back home. For those that don't, the story goes on and on and on and on and on and
This is the time we take to celebrate our war veterans. Some of them make it home, some would never see home again. So many times that they were sent away to fight at war. Too many times we wondered what they're fighting for, but they had to leave home anyway.
They had to leave home.
We hope and pray that all of them make it home safe.
They make it home safe.
All of the ones that made it home now have to live their lives. For some it's a struggle every day, just trying to survive. Living life after war can really be a challenge indeed. Too many homeless vets are living in the streets. They made it home, but still the war is happening in their minds. How to let go is the answer that they're searching to find. They finally made it home.
They finally made it home.
And now we need to pray they can let the war go.
Let the war go.
Somehow it seems that though the cycle never has an end. We go to war, stop, and do it all over again. As for the ones that went to war and had to lose their life, we won't forget to always keep their memories alive. Unlike a book that has an end and the story is done, some fight a war that has no end. And so the story goes on, the story goes on,
the story goes on.
Oh Lord, our men and women had to leave their homes.
They had to leave home.
The story goes on,
the story goes on.
Oh yeah, it's good to know that most of them made it back home.
They made it back home.
The story goes on.
The story goes on.
Dear Lord, it's sad to know that some of them didn't make it home.
They didn't make it home. Oh, they had to leave home again. We hope they make it back home. For those that don't, the story goes on and on and on.
Soldiers keep on leaving.
And on and on.
They just keep on fighting. When they're gone, what they're seeing can be really quite frightening. We just have to keep praying. We just have to keep praying. We just have to keep praying that they all make it home. They're the ones that are paying for the freedom we own. For the freedom we own. And we need to appreciate that they're risking their lives, that they're risking their lives, and continue to celebrate all the ones that have died, all the ones that have died, the ones that have died. Oh Lord, bring them back home. Bring them home. That's amazing. That's great. Yay. That was great. I told you he's an artist.
Beautiful.
Listen, we're winding down now, guys and girls. Charles, take it away with your hot news, some positive information, and also with Amazon. And then we're going to give you a little funny part, and we're going to say night-night.
All righty, nighty-night, she says. Okay, so, thinking positive after a spinal cord injury. To our veterans and civilians, life with a spinal cord injury is different, and it can be challenging. Your old way of doing things is in the past, and you must figure out your new normal. This transition can bring with it a lot of emotions. Your emotions are valid, even the uncomfortable ones such as sadness or anger. But while it's important to understand your feelings and deal with them, it's just as important to not let negative thinking become your normal thought pattern. I know it's hard for some, it works for me. Negative thinking. Your brain is programmed for survival. One of the ways it protects you is by noticing threats or dangers in our environment. In the past, this might have meant sensing danger from wild animals, smelling that food was possibly poisonous or rotten, or picking up in changes in the weather before a big storm hit. Now we usually experience different kinds of threats. Some of modern things we worry about are finances, being alone and unloved, or not accomplishing work or life goals that are important to us. When our brain detects a threat, it signals a stress response. In the past, this stress response, or a rush of adrenaline, would have been helpful to use as it gives us a boost of energy to run or do something to get us out of harm's way. In modern times, that stress response is not usually helpful. Our problems often need to be solved with mental energy, not physical energy. So instead of helping us deal with our problems, this stress response just makes us feel bad, both mentally and physically. Our heart rate and blood pressure might go up, and we may feel jittery or hyper focused on the topic that is concerning us. The best thing to do to counteract the feeling of danger and the stress response is to stop thinking negatively about situations and to see them in a positive light. Negative thinking about a situation is what turns it into a threat. If you think positively, your brain will judge the situation differently. You know, um, and I'm just saying because we're running low on time. I'm just gonna say positive thinking is the main thing. And I do that all the time. And I know it's hard for people to kind of sometimes to feel that, but like people see all the time out in the streets, and they say, "Oh man, oh I'm sorry, what happened to you?" I'm saying, "Hey man, I've been in two major car accidents. The first one almost killed me. The second one paralyzed me." And I said, in my lifetime, I've been in 9 hospitals as an inpatient, 9 different hospitals. But you know what? I'm still here, and I feel good, and I'm still able to do what I really like to do in life. So you gotta, and that's just because I don't want to read all of this stuff. Basically, it's positive thinking, and it's hard. Pair up with someone if you need to, or whatever. Now,
that's right. That's one. Before I know you're going to the next, but we want to introduce. That's your wife, Tony?
Yes, that's her. I'm trying to get up in that camera.
Hi, honey. What's your name?
Tamika.
Hi, Tamika. Welcome. It took him
How
a long time to bring you on, but you're welcome. How you been doing?
I've been good, and you?
Oh, fine. Thank you. They're so happy to have you on board. You have to come back again. We running out. He brought you in late, Tony.
So somebody had to fix their hair when I told them.
Oh, we know how that is.
Is that what she had to do? Okay. Well, your husband is just absolutely extraordinary. We're so proud to have him on the team. And we thank you too for being the wife that you are, And maybe you'll come back and tell us how it feels to have a wife to a military hero.
Yeah, you can tell us the truth. Just tell us the truth, We don't want all the Hollywood stuff. We want to hear, the daily stuff.
So
I'm the boss now since we out of the military.
Right.
Yeah. You the boss now? I love it. Well, he'll be back on next week, so you have to join too. Thank you so much, Tamika. And I can see them babies too. I love babies, all ages. So give them a sugar from Aunt Connie, okay?
Okay, we got plenty of them for you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right. So we winded it down. Take it away, Charles. It's on you. We're getting ready to close
All
out.
right. I'm gonna just say this about Operation Confidence is a hot. Wait a minute, hold. I didn't do my little intro thing. Hot news.
That's right. You didn't do your hot news.
Hot. It's like hot. The sun with hot sauce on it. It's hot and flavorful. So anyway, this is hot news number 2. It's about Operation Confidence is an employment partner with Amazon, who are now hiring in the following locations. I'm just going to name them and tell you what they're doing. Santa Clarita, Simi Valley, Chatsworth, Valencia, Burbank, Camarillo, and they're all part and full-time jobs, like scanning and loading customers' orders and filling same day and 2-day shipping every day time. Give them a call, or here's a general website, amazon.com/, hourly jobs near me or student jobs, it's amazon.com/student hourly jobs, or militaries, amazon.com/military jobs. And then all abilities is amazon.com/ph amazon.com/pwd hourly jobs. So,
And there's a
and
contact person.
contact person is Crystal Martinez, the staffing coordinator at LAX North in the workforce station. The email there is mmcry, so I'll just say mmcrysta@amazon.com. That's mmcrysta@amazon.com. Or you can visit amazon.com at PWD hourly jobs. And you can also send text alerts to Amazon to 77088. And that brings us to the little bit of piece that I always like to throw in, the little
Before we close out,
yeah, the little animal thing, so did I yeah, well, let's okay, here we got it. No, we got this. Okay.
Is it funny?
It's always funny.
Okay.
Which one is it?
You're supposed to have it ready.
I got it ready right here. Okay, here we go. This one is about it's a little different.
Crammed the hell out of me, and it's something I didn't plan for. You know what I'm saying? I had on my mind.
Hold up. Get back here.
Mother cops will never take me alive. I'm an innocent cop, man. You know what I'm saying? I was set up by the one-armed foe. You know what I'm saying? Move. Oh, you just out here living your best life while I'm running from the cops, huh? Call this in, man. Call the news report. Call Sean King, man. Get everybody on the line, man. The cops is out for me. What's going on?
Okay.
Good people, this is Frank, the guy that was in the video. Apparently.
I'm just
You got some funny ones in that. Okay, close out, Taylor. Take it away.
Before Miss Connie closes the show, I would like to remind our viewers and listeners about our amazing advertisement rates. We have 20 and 30-second advertisement slots available. Please email info@operationconfidence.org for more information and visit Operation Confidence's website at www.operationconfidence.org for some amazing resources. I would also like to remind our viewers and listeners about Amazon Smile. When making your next purchase on Amazon, please go to Amazon Smile and type in Operation Confidence in the Choose Your Organization donation box. Amazon will make a small donation to Operation Confidence. And to get involved in Operation Confidence Tiny Houses project, please visit our website and send us a message on how you would like to be involved. Lastly, to our viewers and listeners, I would like to inform you about Operation Confidence Positive Redirection Team, a group of male and female veterans who are our mentors, having overcome similar challenges and situations, transitioning back into mainstream society. To be connected or become a team member, email us at info@operationconfidence.org. One last thing, we are also excited to inform our viewers and listeners about Operation Confidence Combat Boot and Lace Women's Veterans Mentoring and Creative Arts Group. To get involved, please email info@operationconfidence.org.
Okay, and as always, we want to remind our viewers that our goal for the show is to raise awareness about Operation Confidence and its mission, which is to provide stable housing with a wide range of supportive services, including employment opportunities for our veterans. So to get involved with our grassroots efforts, please send us an email at info@operationconfidence.org. That's info@operationconfidence.org, or go to our website at www.operationconfidence.org. And please don't forget to subscribe to America's Invisible Heroes, Operation Confidence America's Invisible Heroes, on our own YouTube channel. We joined last year at the latter part of last year, and today we have over 64,000 views. So we're kind of excited. We're going to eventually get to that big number, but we're growing. And then last but not least, we're also on the Block radio satellite show. It's called the Block 105 Satellite. And that's a 2-hour show, comes on every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. So make sure that you tune in to the Block 105 Satellite Radio for our show. And then I want to tell you all, thank you so much. Our guest was absolutely fabulous, and always our host. And we're going to be back next week. And just thank you so much for staying with us and hearing what we're sharing with about our veterans and from our veterans. And don't forget to tune back in next Sunday. Thank you. And of course, next Saturday as well. Thank you. Charles, you want to wind it up?
Wind it up. That's it. We're going to call it a day. Everybody say goodbye. I'm going to play this ending video, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank
Alrighty.
you. Goodbye, everybody.
All right now.
So cute.
Ooh, press play.
Bye-bye.
Adios.